Hello everyone, welcome to Keto Living. So today we are going to be making a recipe that was inspired by a wonderful YouTuber that I just love so much because she is such a down-to-earth person and she's just awesome. And so her name is Jan Creson and she made this recipe. It was a beef and vegetable casserole and I really wanted to try it, but it had a lot of things in there that I couldn't eat. And so I had asked her on the comment, if I could share her recipe and do it keto style. So that's what we're going to do. And so let me get you set up and I'll put you down on the counter so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here is the recipe. Now, I'm using beef and this is just ground beef. And she used hash brown potatoes, like the O'Brien potatoes with the peppers and onions. Well, I can't use that. So I just used some cauliflower and I just cut it up in really small pieces, kind of like the size of a hash brown. And then I made a decision to go ahead and put onions in it. But now she put her onions in there and they were raw when they went into the oven. And I was scared that mine wouldn't get good and cooked. So I actually sauteed mine so it wouldn't take quite as long in the oven. And then, of course, she put cabbage. Now, I didn't have time to grate up a cabbage, so I'm using pre-shredded cabbage. And it's really fine, so it won't take that long to cook. And then, of course, I have some cheese here. Now, it also has cream of mushroom soup in it. Now, you guys know that I can't eat cream of mushroom the way it comes in a can. So I'm going to make my own. And I have made this for you guys before on another recipe, but I thought I would just go ahead again. It's not that hard to do, and I would go ahead and show you how I did it. I just used mushrooms, cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, and a little bit of xanthium gum to make sure it stays thickened up. So, I'm going to put you on pause and take you over the stove and show you what I did to make my mushroom soup. Okay, so we're over at the stove, and I did not want to make a big mess, so I'm using the same pan that I cooked everything in. I kept my hamburger meat, I sauteed my onions in here, and it's okay if it has a little bit of onion residue in there. So I'm just going to put about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of olive oil in here. And then my pan should be getting hot. I turned my burner on to get hot. And then we're just going to add mushrooms. This is a pint of mushrooms that I finally chopped up. And so we're going to let those start cooking and cook down a little bit before we add anything else to it. And this is just a tip for anytime you cook mushrooms. If you're wanting your mushrooms to brown, never put salt on them beforehand because the salt will bring out the water in the mushrooms and they will never get brown. So, just a little tip, and I think I probably told you all that before too. And I do the same thing with caramelizing onions as well. So, this is going to cook, and when it gets cooked down, we'll come back for the next step. Okay, so these are cooked down pretty good. So now we're going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese to my pan. And I'm just kind of breaking it up. Ooh, let's knock the pan off the stove. That would not be good. You guys know it wouldn't be me with all the drama. So I'm just putting this into chunks instead of one big piece. And I'm just going to muff that around the pan. Man, that looks good. I could just dive in there with a spoon. Because I love mushrooms and I love cream cheese. But it's not soup, is it? Okay, so next thing we're going to do is add some heavy whipping cream. And I'm just estimating. You guys know I hate measuring, but unless it's baking, I just kind of guesstimate. But I'm going to pour in about a cup. That's about half of a pint, so just to start with and see how that takes us. This would be really good just to eat as a soup on a cold day. So basically you're going to want enough soup to coat everything that's going in your casserole. And so this will thicken up as we go along. And to that, I'm just going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthium gum. And this is a xanthium gum I use, Hodges Mills. It's gluten-free, but it will help it thicken up to the consistency we need. That just looks so good right there, huh? Oops. You don't need to drip it all over the pan. Okay, so now I think this is really truly about done. Now, if I was going to eat it as a soup, I would probably let it, put it in a pot and let it simmer a little bit more. But I think it will be fine. I didn't cook it that long last time I used it. And I made cream of mushroom soup before when I made my fake out oh my goodness, can't even think of what it is now. Anyway, I made the recipe. I'm rambling, sorry guys, it's just been one of those days. Okay, so now I'm going to bring you back over and we're going to assemble this casserole. Okay, so I have a big bowl to mix all this up in just because my pan is not going to hold it all. So I'm going to mix in the ground beef. And then we're going to mix in the cauliflower with it. That's going to take the place of the diced potatoes that Jan used. I'm just going to mix all this up together. And then we're going to take our cabbage and put it in. And I love this finely chopped cabbage because it won't take it long to cook. So I'm just going to start with that and see how much that is going to be, if I want to add any more. You know, I can tell this is going to be so good. I'm hungry. The kids just left and I am ready for my evening meal. Now this is going to make a lot more than I can eat in one serving. And so, you know, I always have leftovers for dinner for the next day. But this is going to be a lot more than I can use then. So what I thought about doing, I got some freezer containers. And I'm going to individual portionalize these and put them in the freezer so that when I'm in a hurry or want a quick meal, then I can just grab them. I am going to go ahead and use this whole bag. And this was a just a regular size bag. I'm trying to look for the ounces, but it doesn't really say. Well, it's probably 4 cups. So I'm mixing all that in. So there's no way this would all fit in my pan. And then I'm going to put the onions in. And this is just 1 medium yellow onion. I did not use sweet onions, although I love them, but they have way too many carbs in them. So the way I figured this out, this dish for a serving, which a serving is about a cup or cup and a half. If you do a cup and a half, which is what I am going to do for a serving, it's going to be 7 net carbs. And really that's not bad for a meal because you got all your veggies. You basically have everything you need. And it'd be really good if you want to fix up some cloud bread or something like that to eat with it. Okay, so now I have all this mixed up. I'm going to add my cream of mushroom soup, hot off the stove. Does that not look good, y'all? You cannot get this out of a can. Homemade. Okay. Put this back on the stove so I don't have an accident. That is just so yummy looking. Now we're going to mix all this together. Now I season everything as I go with just the S&P salt and pepper. But you can add any seasons, whatever you want. Ms Jan added basil and garlic and onion powder. But since I have onions in here, I'm not going to add any onion powder to that because that's going to add a lot of carbs. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit more salt. And I do use pink Himalayan salt, which is, I've been told, is the best salt in the world for you. And then I'm going to add some fresh minced garlic to this. Instead of garlic powder, I'm going to add the real stuff. So I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of garlic. And a little bit of garlic juice, why not? And so I'm going to incorporate all that in there. Now I'm going to cook this in my oven at 375 degrees. And Ms Jan cooked hers for an hour. I don't think mine's going to need an hour because I have a convection oven. Now if you cook a whole cabbage and you chop it up in fine little pieces, then you might need an hour in the oven. But mine was, as you saw, was shredded and it was small. So I'm going to cook it for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to take it out of the oven. And then I'm going to add the cheese on top and put it back in the oven and to melt the cheese. So we're going to put this in my little casserole dish here. And I am going to spray my casserole dish. This really does make a heaping serving full of it. I got a piece of cabbage in there. Yep. Oh well, it's going in there anyway. Okay, so we're going to add this to our casserole dish. See, now it makes a pan full. I'm not going to lie. I will probably get 15 meals out of this. I don't know, no, not that many, but at least 5 meals out of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 degrees. Let it bake for 30 minutes. And then I'm going to take it out and put cheese on it. And then when it gets brown and stuff, I'll take it back out. Okay guys, so I have it out of the oven now. I can't even begin to tell you how this smells. It is so good. So I'm just putting shredded cheese on top of it. I finally shredded the cheese. One thing to remember with keto is that when you buy prepackaged cheese, they add cellulose, sometimes cornstarch to keep it from sticking. So it's really always better if you shred your own cheese. I mean, I never thought about that before I went on a keto diet. But when it's cellulose, you're like eating trees. Now this is called a cheesy beef and vegetable casserole. So I am putting a lot of cheese on it. Okay. So now this is going back in the oven until it melts, and then I'll be back and we'll dish it up. Okay guys, we are out of the oven. Oh my gosh, does this look so good. The cheese is perfectly browned on it, and I can't wait to taste it. Now it is hot, like steaming hot. So I am going to try to cut a little bit of it. Use my knife. And it holds together. So that's probably about 1.5 cups maybe. As you see, I'm going to have a lot of leftovers. But when it cools off, I'll be able to cut it again. But look how nice that comes out. Ooh. Got some on the bottom. Can't leave none of it. Okay. So we're going to raise you up here and take a bite. Okay, this is so hot, but I cannot wait. I'm going to try to dig in and get a little bite of everything. The cheese, the mushroom. A little of everything. The cabbage is perfectly done. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Thank you, Ms Jan Creson, for your lovely recipe. And I turned it into keto. Y'all have got to give this a try. It is so good. I can't wait to finish the rest of it. But make sure you give this a try. Now, I am going to link Jan's video underneath in the description box also, in case you have somebody that wants to do it non-keto. But it is really super yummy. And I love the addition of the cauliflower in there. That is so good. And I don't miss the potatoes at all. So please head over to Jan's channel and check her out. And thank you, Jan, again for the recipe. And I am going to thoroughly enjoy this. And before I go, though, I want to show you about a little snack bar that I got, or protein bar that I found the other day. Now, this is called Think Thin. And I am no way being sponsored by them, but they are so good. It's 20 grams of protein. It's 0 sugar, low GI, which is glycemic index, and it's gluten-free. And I found this in the grocery store at Food Line, I believe. And they have a whole line, so you have to be careful, because some of them have 5 grams of sugar in them, and then there's some that are sugar-free. This is the creamy peanut butter. I ate one last night. It was lemon. The lemon and creamy peanut butter, they have a chunky peanut butter that is sugar-free. They have a chocolate chip and a double chunk fudge. They're all sugar-free. And this only has 2 net carbs for the whole bar. So I just thought I would share that along. I like to, share little things that I find that are yummy. And these make a great, for me, it would make a great meal replacement, maybe for breakfast or something. So I thought I would share that with you. Alright guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel for keto living. I hope you will give this recipe a try. And next week, I'll see you again with another yummy recipe. So have a wonderful night. Wonderful weekend too. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.